delays, storing art, and keeping track of stock. This is Foxy TV, episode 52. Let's figure it out.
4 in it now.
3 in a car, 1 in a truck.
Valuable and adding value for your clients.
Morning everyone, here in Camp Hill at an install doing Torres property across the road from the school. First day back at school, so it's very busy around here, just waiting for the team to arrive and we'll get started. And I think we've got 3 installs today, so busy day. So Cassie, first job in Camp Hill today, and then we've got 2 more?
Yep, 2 more after this.
Are you getting involved in those ones?
Yep, I'm 3 from 3 installs today, so it's going to be a big day.
Just moving the last bit of the client's furniture downstairs, partial install, closing the truck up, and the guys are off to another pack up and 2 installs. From Camp Hill, the guys headed to Carindale for a pack up, which had an hour allocated to it on the schedule. Unfortunately, as Phoebe is about to explain, it took a little longer than that. So Phoebe, yesterday turned out there was a few issues, were there? Or they just...
No, they went, so we had 4 things on yesterday, but one of them was a really big pack up that we were splitting across 2 installs. And it was a really tight fit, so when the truck's full, takes forever to load, which is understandable. So it took ages to load, and then it didn't work out perfectly, so everything that wanted to go to install number 2, we had to take off install number 3 stuff off the truck, because otherwise it wouldn't have fit. So it was just more the game of Tetris that we had to play, made it for a bit of a longer day. And Red Hill, which is inner Brisbane, east.
And how'd that one go?
That was really straightforward, just a really cute 3-bedroom cottage. Everything was upstairs though, so that also takes a little extra time for the boys. And then the last one of the day was out West Brisbane and Westlake, and it was a bigger one, but all the living spaces are downstairs and we just did 2 bedrooms upstairs. So it was really, really quick. The boys got it out in 40 minutes and we actually had the styling done in an hour and a half, but that's because I had 2 hours at the property on my own before anyone arrived.
So,
but I got lots of admin done.
Yeah, and what's on for the rest of the week?
It's still pretty busy. We've got lots of consults happening. We've got lots of we've got another 5 installs to go, 6 installs this week. Lots of pack ups. Really playing the game of making sure I'm getting pack ups back to make sure I've got stock to cover the installs that we've got coming in. So bit of a balance at the moment. Need to do an order to get new stock in. So
Yeah.
I do.
Is Jake okay with that?
Well, I did go visit Oz Design on the weekend. Well, he doesn't know it until he puts the receipts into Xero, so by then the money's spent.
What time did you guys finish up yesterday?
4:30? Yeah, it was a late one, mate, but 4:30 or so over in Westlake, which is a bit of drive, bit of traffic. But...
So what's on for Wednesday?
But today, just heading over to Corona, mate, for a pack up in Robbie's Street, I think it's called.
Yep.
And then most of that's going straight to the install, which is down actually in Callumvale. So only the 2 jobs today.
Nice one.
Should be all right.
I then asked Jake for a quick update on the numbers. So how many January? 36 installs?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got the rest of this week, a few more days, but it's looking like 36, which is a new record for us for any month. Definitely a January record though.
What was our busiest month before this? 30?
30, yeah, and that was in spring last year. So
Smashed it.
Smashed it.
And what's February looking like at this stage?
It's looking pretty good given we're still, it starts next week. I think we've got somewhere around 15 locked in already, so good start. So we found, I think this, I can't remember where it came from, but the idea online, we got these shelves. There's more shelves, but we took them all out except for the one. And then it's just a bit of rope that's strung up and down and across, which kind of is used as a bit of a separator, and it's obviously soft, so no scratching or anything. It's looking, there's not a lot here, it's pretty empty at the moment, but you can see that they kind of, the ladies store the bigger stuff down the bottom, some of the glass stuff, and the really big stuff we just put against a wall over behind us, but we do that, and there's none there at the moment, but generally clocks and kind of round things that don't fit in here very well sit up on top, so they kind of, yeah, I'm not sure how they actually sort it in here. They've got their own little system, but we found that just using the rope and these shelves works really well.
Where did the shells come from?
I think they were just probably a Bunnings or something like that, nothing fancy. I've seen that people use other types of shelving, like even pull fence to do separating, but we find the rope just keeps it a little bit safer.
And we're going to finish with Jake answering a question that we received from Instagram. Jody asked, what system do we use to keep track of our stock levels?
We have used Excel to build a bit of a database of all of our stock, and we use that to track the movements of everything. So it starts with just an entire list of everything that we own, excluding accessories and artwork and cushions, like all the small stuff, the stuff we call fluff, that's not in this. But anything furniture-wise, so literally anything, chairs, beds, tables, sofas, all of that stuff is in there. So it's just a list of everything with quantities, how many of each we have, colors, all that sort of stuff. Then what we do is I've got a sheet where for every job, and I guess the starting point, it's kind of a circle, which is, well, I'm not sure where to start exactly, but I use this list to print out a list for Phoebe that says what's currently in the warehouse, and I'll kind of talk about how I get to that point in a minute. But then what we do is Phoebe uses that to create a list. This is an example of an install that we've just done. It's all highlighted because Phoebe writes out all the furniture that we need. And this stock list then gets stickered, all the furniture in the warehouse, by the ladies, and then the boys use this to make sure everything that we need goes onto the truck, so they'll highlight it as it goes on, and that's for the install. That sheet then comes to me at the end of the day, and I take them all home and I input them into this database of mine, the Excel sheet, just to say which pieces have gone into which houses, and then it all kind of updates to tell me what's still available in the warehouse. And once it's in that database, I can then turn that kind of ugly handwritten thing into a nice, neat, typed up version, which we then use for our pack up list. So when it goes to the pack up, the truck, this goes with the truck, and everything gets kind of ticked off and highlighted as it's going. Gives us the opportunity to say if it's going to, so this one has a few pieces going to another job straight away. So we kind of use this to make sure we know what needs to go onto the truck at the pack up and in what order. And like I said, once we've got all the jobs into the spreadsheet, all the stock listed as to where it is, I've got a final column that prints out all the stuff that's still in the warehouse, and that's the one that goes to Phoebe, and she uses that. So I update that I try and do it every couple of days, depending on how many installs have gone out and how many pack-ups are coming back, and then Phoebe keeps the updated version on hand to do the new stock list. So the idea is that we try and stay a little bit ahead. We can always look forward, and it's Wednesday now, I can do a list showing what the pack-ups are for the next 2 days, which kind of help track. We've got installs over the next 2 days, so what can kind of come and go quickly. But it probably sounds more complicated than it really is. At the end of the day, the Excel sheet is just a list of everything we own and a column for each of our installs and what's in there.
And that's it for this week's episode of Foxy TV. Thanks for watching, and a special thanks to Jody for the question. If you'd like something answered in a future episode of Foxy TV, just let us know. Enjoy the rest of your week, your weekend, and we'll see you in the next episode.